get the meeting started. All right, good morning, everybody. Today is November 6th, 2025, and welcome to Derita Matters. I'm Teresa MacDonald. I'm going to just run through quickly to orient everybody what we cover in these meetings. The downtown Derita area is centered at Mallard Creek and Sugar Creek. And for the purposes of these meetings, we basically extend the area all the way to 77 in the west, 85 in the south, and then Harris Boulevard being kind of the more major boundaries. And that's the Google map showing you basically the same area. The big red dot is downtown Derita at Mallard and Sugar Creek. And this is about a 2.5 mile radius, just to give you a sense of the scale. The statistical areas from the census, I've selected them on the Quality of Life Explorer website, and that's where I pull a lot of the data when I have questions about how much new construction, or how many rentals, or how many high school students, etc. There's a fountain of information at Quality of Life Explorer, so that's where I pull the data. We just had an election. Nothing really changed in our district. We re-elected Malcolm Graham, Renee Johnson, Dante Anderson in City Council. County Commission, that was not up for a vote this time around. School Board, Gregory Rankin re-elected. And we'll go over a little bit on the election in a bit. Meetings for the rest of the year, I probably will still do a Zoom on the first Thursday at 9, just in case there's some updates. But we are trying to pull together a holiday gathering. We did not do that last year, and I would like to pull together something. I know it's short notice, but it'll be on Saturday afternoon. Hopefully you're not totally booked up, either December 6th or the 13th. So we'll try to pull that together in the next week, so we can send out more information on that. And then I haven't started next year's meeting dates, but we'll continue probably with the 9 a.m. Zooms, and then meet in person as needed, or if we want to schedule things, I'm open to talking about that. So we'll get to that a little bit later on the agenda. All right, I am going to let's go around and do introductions. Be brief, just need to know who you are, where you're from in the area, and if you have any kind of official position, leadership, HOA, that kind of thing. If you're an engaged resident, that's perfectly welcome. Anyone is welcome at these meetings. All right, I'm going to call on you as I see you, starting with our board members, and very happy to see Ms. Sylvia on the call today. It's been a few months. I know you're busy. Can you unmute yourself and introduce?
Unmute. I'm Sylvia Cannon. I'm president of Derita Stateful Road and also president of the Allen Hills community. And the reason I haven't been here is I had a crash on my computer, and I had to buy a new one, and I'm having to learn how to operate this sucker. I had to call Jack this morning to get some help.
Thank you. We're very happy to see you.
I'm glad to be here.
Okay, Mel Renner.
Yes, am I on? I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. Yes, I serve on the Derita Statesville Community Organization, a longtime HOA president for the Forest Pond community, and retired from the city of Charlotte, where I worked for 18 years as a procurement officer, spending millions of the taxpayers' dollars.
Very sensibly, I'm sure. I think we miss you. Thank you, Mel. Thomas, I saw you joining, also a board member.
Yeah, good morning. This is Thomas Templeton. I'm the, excuse me, longtime resident of the Royal Oaks neighborhood, which, if you don't know, that's right behind the fire station there on Sugar Creek Road. And I'm also serving as the treasurer for the Derita Statesville Road organization.
Awesome. Thank you. Nadine Henry, I know you don't have too much longer, so.
Good morning.
You.
My name is Nadine Henry. I am the head of the Sugar Springs Association. I also am an event planner, and I connect with Archwell Medical as a communicator.
Thank you. Bob Shepherd.
I'm a resident of the Farmington community. I've been living here for 31 years. I'm on the board here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Did I see Jeffrey? Sorry, I'm trying to go through the.
Yep, I'm
Hey,
Jeffrey Simpson.
Jeffrey.
Hey, Teresa. Jeffrey Simpson. I'm the president of the Farmington HOA on that board, along with Bob Shepard, who's I call him Eagle Eye, who's the treasurer of our organization. I'm gonna just throw this in here, Teresa. I'm also on the neighborhood matching grant board, and Teresa, I'm going to send you something because I think it's important to all that's listening. They have what's called a community impact grants. Real quick, they have the community micro grant, which they're giving out up to $5,000. They have the neighborhood matching grant, which gives out up to $25,000. Then this new one that I'm not aware of is the community partnership grant, which is up to $250,000. So I'm just going to put that out there just in case anyone have interest. I'll send that information to you. Again, I'm Jeffrey Simpson. Thanks for the time.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, we may want to put that on our agenda for another meeting, maybe in the beginning of the year, to look at all those grants. They're really easier to use for neighborhoods that are organized, that have either an HOA or a 501c3 organization and registered with the city, etc. It's a process, but it's worth doing for sure, because there's funds available for various projects. So thank you, Jeffrey. Maybe we'll put you on for January to come and tell us all about it. Okay. Oh my goodness. I see we have our county commissioner, George Dunlap, on the call as well.
Good morning. Good morning. I can't figure out why my camera is not working, but anyway, I am glad to be here. I am George Dunlap, and I represent District 3 on the Board of County Commission, and I'm happy to be joining for a while this morning.
Thank you. We're very grateful to see you here. Thank you. Jeanette Kennard.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm like George. I had to figure out this camera thing. I'm Jeanette Kennard. I am the founder of Champion House of Care and Champion House of Care Project 1. We're located in Derita Presbyterian Church. And I love coming on these meetings because I get to know everybody that's on the Derita side, because I'm so used to the North Tryon side. So I'm getting to know my university. And we also have a food pantry here. If anybody's in need of food, somebody, we are here to serve the community.
Thank you very much. Dr. Penn. I saw you introduced yourself in the chat. I don't know if that means that you can't speak. I'll just pull it up real quick. Dr. Penn lives in Great Oaks community. Winners Plus Inc. must be her organization. And she has a background in parks and rec as well, and county commission. So very good to have you here, Dr. Penn. Jill Stevenson.
Hi, good morning. I am Jill Stevenson. I live in or live off of Gibbon Road in the Generals Point community, and I'm the HOA president, long-term resident here.
Awesome, thank you. Felicia. Are you there, Felicia?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm just talking away. I'm Felicia Tompkins, and I represent the Back Creek Forest area. I'm on the Home Association. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Melissa Gaston, my fellow commissioner and North End Community Coalition. Hey.
Good morning. Hello, Teresa. My name is Melissa Gaston. As she said, I am the executive director for the North End Community Coalition, which covers the North End area right around Camp North End. I also have moved recently, not in Derita, but Derita adjacent to the new community. Griffith Lakes, right there off of WT Hare. So very interested in what's going on in the area. And I am on the Planning Commission with Teresa as well. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Yeah, Griffith Lakes falls into that inside Harris Boulevard area that we do cover. And we were very involved, it was before my time slightly, but in that rezoning that happened in 2007 when Griffith Lakes was first planned. So lots of Derita involvement there.
Good. So I'm part of your area.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Unofficially. I have somebody. Oh, let me go to Carrie Miller, and then we'll go to iPhone 2. I don't know who that is.
Hi, everyone. I'm Carrie. Carrie Miller. I am on the HOA Avalon at Mallard Creek, off of Mallard Creek, on the corner of Mallard Creek and Nevin Road. I'm the treasurer on the HOA. I'm also on the executive board for the Kaizen Foundation of North Carolina. It is a nonprofit that serves, sorry, y'all, I'm driving, but we actually serve underprivileged communities, and we help with financial education and also financial literacy. Happy to be here, long-term resident.
Awesome. Thank you so much. iPhone 2. I don't know who that is.
Hi, great morning. My name is Kiana Hamilton, and I'm the membership experience manager here at Archwell Health. And I received the invite from Miss Nadine Henry, and I just wanted to say hello and introduce myself. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Jamila, and then we'll go to Joseph Kass, who is here to just give us a quick update on Puckett.
Jamila Freelane Holly, City of Charlotte, City Council District 1 is my service area.
Awesome, thank you. All right, Joseph, we saved the best to last. I hope you're still there. It's been taking a minute to get through everybody.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm more than happy to present some quick updates. I'll try to keep it brief because I think I recognize most of the people's names and faces on this call from previous calls, so I won't do my long spiel. I'm always happy to answer more detailed questions if anybody wants to really dig into the details, but I'll just keep it kind of surface level. If you would, I don't need to share my screen, but if you want me to, I can always share, those kinds of things.
Yeah, let me, I think I have to make you co-host, and then you can share your screen. I think I have to stop sharing, possibly. And yeah, I just have, and we will, I just have a couple of images from
Yeah, there we go.
I think that actually came from the city's announcement.
Are you looking at my, oops, are you looking at this PowerPoint?
Yes.
Okay.
It was fine originally.
Oh, okay. Just to give everybody a quick update, if you've been by the site at the corner of Mallard Creek Road and West Sugar Creek Road, you'll probably see some equipment. Our general contractor, Creative Builders, is starting to mobilize the site. We did close on our construction loan and our financing. Gosh, when was that? 2-3 weeks ago. We have received our grading permit and our demo permit. They're starting to put in some erosion control fencing, that kind of stuff. Just to let you know what you'll probably see over the next few months, we will start with the demolition and then site grading, which is our term for, bulldozers moving dirt, getting it, where it needs to be for grade level. And then, closer towards January, February, probably starting to put in some retaining walls, stormwater infrastructure, building pads, those types of things. And then the current schedule we have, again, this is approximate because in the world of construction, nothing's, time-wise, you can't call it to the day, but we'll probably start to go vertical with the construction and framing, kind of late spring, and then construction completion late December 2026. And for those of you who maybe aren't as familiar with the project, there's currently like a kind of an old mobile home across from the shopping center. That'll be gone. There's a brick house next to the Advance Auto Parts. That will be gone. And then, of course, the most recognizable one is the Puckett store. We are trying to save some barn wood and some things like that. I collected some bricks. We had some memorabilia that we saved. But Mr. Puckett, for those of you who don't know him, he's been trying to sell this land for many years, and he wanted to move. He has moved to rural areas in the mountains. He is quite happy. We're going to redevelop the site, and just in case somebody has not really seen the plans in a while, this is the site plan. This is maybe complex to look at, but this is our site plan with the street trees and sidewalks, some of the landscaping. The parking will be in the back. The building will be facing the main intersection corner. And then, as we've kind of talked about before, we're trying to sort of recreate the Puckett's vibe and architectural language there at the corner and keep it oriented the same direction as the Puckett's building, as kind of a nod to that history. We'll have the typical amenities, fitness center, that sort of thing. If anybody has any questions beyond that, I'm happy to answer. I don't want to take up too much time if this feels like a lot of news that most everybody's already familiar with. This is my contact information. I don't expect there to be any issues, but if for some reason, I don't know, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. If you're interested about the project, if there's a wayward bulldozer driving down the street, which I don't think there will be, but that sort of thing, at least you'll have my contact information to have someone to reach out to.
Is there a price per unit on this yet, Joseph?
Yeah, let me stop sharing it, and I'm happy to put my contact information. So this will be for rental. These are not condo units; these are rental units. They will range. The one bedrooms range from about $560 up to $1,100 a month. The two bedrooms range from $666 a month to $1,200 a month. And the three bedrooms range from $760 a month up to $1,300 a month. And those are the rental prices that are approved now. Those might go up just a little bit by the time we actually go to lease in late 2026, early 2027.
Those aren't bad numbers, my man.
Thank you. Yeah, this is funded in part by the Charlotte Housing Trust Fund. So this is affordable housing, which is kind of a squishy term that can mean all kinds of stuff. But for us, it's we're able to offer those lower rents than we would for a comparable market rate product by accessing the Charlotte Housing Trust Fund, which in some ways goes to pay for the construction. We can take out a lower loan, thus we can charge the lower rent. So really meant to service, workforce housing and people who, are trying to make a car payment and pay for daycare and, all the other things, groceries. I mean, you know, life in Charlotte. I'm happy to get into more details if anybody has questions.
Okay, anybody got any questions?
Yeah, I might. Hello.
Oh,
Yeah.
no?
Yes, I drive by this site frequently, almost daily. And of course, I've observed up until now quite a bit of vandalism and stuff going on the property. So I'm glad to see something in gear. But the actual demolition of Puckett's, the building, quite honestly, I'm trying to catch a video of that. It's a milestone. It's an awful lot of history there. And I don't know if there's a down date for that building or not, but I would certainly appreciate knowing that.
Maybe as early as Monday or Tuesday is what the contractor is telling me. They're going to be demoing the buildings over a series of days, kind of next week and the week after. I don't have a sense on like which ones they're starting with. But yeah, I mean it's imminent. Likely next week. I mean, as early as Monday, I think they're going to have equipment out there and start to do some of that.
Yeah. Okay. Just to give you a real quick piece of history, my community of just shy of 300 homes has a namesake of Forest Pond. The pond was eliminated due to the North Graham Highway extension. But when it was eliminated, there was actually fish in that pond, including a large catfish, as I understand. We agreed, and this was some of my doings, but we transferred all the fish, saved it, and put it into the once upon a time pond that existed at Puckett's. Again, trivia, I guess, but
yeah. We actually, so the outfall of what that creek area, the drainage area, the last kind of 5 to 10 feet are going to be left undisturbed. That's for water quality. So we actually have 2 stormwater ponds because there's a culvert of stormwater coming from the shopping center, which is going to have, as any shopping center does, car exhaust fumes and, microscopic tire particles and just, the gross stuff that's from a parking lot that kind of comes in. So we're going to build a stormwater pond to contain that. So hopefully when the water leaves that, it's a little cleaner, a little nicer. Then we actually have a secondary. I've never done a 2 stormwater pond project before. We're going to have a secondary stormwater pond, which is going to capture everything from our parking lot, treat that. So what gets released into the creek is hopefully a better, higher quality water than what is currently flowing into that creek. And the last few feet are going to be left undisturbed. So Charlotte has some pretty high level water quality design standards. So hopefully what anybody downstream of us will experience is more controlled stormwater events, meaning that, in a high stormwater event like Helene, we're going to capture that water on our site instead of it just running off full speed into the creek. So looking forward to providing that, looking forward to providing, hopefully a, much higher quality visual experience for the Derita community than, there's that old dumpy trailer and some of that stuff. So we're looking at building a beautiful, many, many millions of dollar building that we're really proud of.
So since it is do they have a rent control?
It's a form of that. That's not the technical term, rent control. But yes, you're in essence, you're right that what we're doing is accepting financing sources that say we have to adjust our rents to the area median income. So we're going to be
Median
serving
income.
rents that are appropriate for the Charlotte area median income. So instead of someone paying $2,000 a month, $2,400 a month that you might find in a new market rate thing on, like, say, North Tryon, we can build a new building and charge these $1,100, $1,200, $1,300 a month rents.
As you are aware of it, since the New York chose new mayor, there are a lot of people going to escape from New York City. So it's already in the news, as you are aware of it. I'm expecting a lot of New Yorkers moving down here, and it will drive rent and then housing price more as a realtor. If somebody's in real estate, so I just want to make sure that those people who in need are protected. You know, I see a lot of developments happening on what's that area by the Sugar Creek and Raleigh, that area, Raleigh Street. There are a lot of apartments being built, but it stay empty because of the price is too high. We don't want to see any place like that, and definitely since you guys gonna build something in that historic place in Sugar Creek, where a lot of people are having problem with the they don't have enough income and they don't have enough opportunity of a business employment. So I want to make sure that it sounds really good to me. $500 to $1,100 per month. That's a pretty good price compared to other places. So I'd like to see that the rent is not going up.
Yeah, ours will go up year after year, but only by so much. You know, again, it's
How much?
adjusted for
How
the
much?
area. What's that? I'm sorry.
How much more? Do you, since you got the low rates of interest, so your payment is staying same way, right? So I think there is some promises that you're not going to increase rent for maybe like 3 years or something like that. That's how I would have done as a, I'm in development as well. So I think that's something that you need to promise to the neighbors. So all of us can benefit from development instead of against you guys. Because I'm sure you will, I see your names in that area often. I think you did another place, right? If I'm not wrong. Because I campaigned for city council at large, so I will walk around the Sugar Creek area to put my signs up. So I saw your signs. I think I saw didn't you do something like okay, anyway.
We
But
built
that's what I
one.
would do. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
we built and
expecting.
completed a property down on Greer Road, down
Yes.
by West EWT Harris Boulevard and Greer Road, if anyone's kind of familiar with that area, sort of to the
Yes.
southeast. We built a
Okay.
building we're very proud of there. I think it looks great, and it serves seniors specifically. This is going to be for
Oh,
this is
okay.
no age restriction here. So there'll
Okay,
be
that's
some
good.
seniors, but also some, you know, young working professionals and, you know,
That's
two-person family.
awesome because of I mean, we need some inexpensive place for people, low income people, so they have a place to stay. I'm so glad that you are doing project like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our income range that we serve is typically from about 20,000 up to about 70 or $80,000 a year in income.
Okay.
And although we do not, this is not like rent control in the sense that we don't say like we're never going to raise the rent. It is adjusted based on the area median income, so it only goes up so much per year, and it basically just tracks with inflation over time.
Okay. Okay.
So,
I
you know,
got you.
like 10 years from now, the rents are still going to be far below what would then be market rents. So they'll
That's
always be
great.
affordable.
That's
Yeah,
great.
we like it. We do this a lot. If anyone's interested more in my company, I'm happy
Okay.
to chat. We manage a lot of these. We build a lot of these all over the Carolinas. We're active in Charlotte and Gastonia. We're active in York County. We find it to be a very good, you know, for us, something we like to do, a good segment of the housing market to be in. We feel like there's a need, and we're proud of the products we build and manage. So, again, I'm going to type my contact information in. If anybody
Yeah.
wants any follow-up conversations, I'm happy to. Oops, I shouldn't have hit enter so quick. But thank you all for letting me chat. Does anyone else have any
I
other?
have another question about the demolition. Hey, it's Mark. I live in the neighborhood. And so the lettering that the so the bricks that make up the lettering for Puckett's and the word hardware and stuff like that, is there any way we could preserve that or not tear it down, particularly violently and recover some of
Mm-hmm.
that so that we could use it for, like an art
Lovely.
installation or something, because uh, we could spell the word Derita with the letters, and I think that'd be cool, like as a gateway somewhere or as an art installation somewhere.
That's a
Another
great
one,
idea.
I would say secondarily, I know that building and then the house are fairly old. I don't know how old they are, but is there any sort of attempt to do any sort of architectural salvage for anything that's particularly old, in terms of building architecture that could maybe be preserved and utilized elsewhere? But I would like to focus on the bricks and the sign, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe recovering those bricks. And I've talked to Hashim, our local repurpose community guy,
Mhm.
and he's interested in the project too. I think he might be on the call.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
there's a company in Greensboro, North Carolina. They salvage all historic materials like doors, windows, and they have a huge warehouse. I'd like to see that in Charlotte, so we can reserve some of those historic old antique bricks, so we can help other people. They like
Sure.
to restore the historic properties. I would definitely support that, you know.
We did look,
Sure.
so unfortunately, the windows in the house have been replaced and they're kind of all new vinyl windows. So unfortunately, the house did not have, a lot of times what people want are those kind of old historic windows. Um, we removed asbestos from the windows on the Puckett shop, so those are not suitable. The bricks, I have asked the contractor to pile the bricks, if separately, so we can pick through them. Because one of the ideas we had was, part of our plaza, reusing some of those bricks. I I don't know if there is a way to keep the sign bricks intact. I'll ask. I just don't know logistically how to get that as a chunk, as a section, away from the building and keep it intact. I'll ask. I think probably the best we can do is just save the individual bricks in a pile, and then those can be, somebody can do something with that. What we're going to do with our sign is try to, paint on our bricks a recreation version, essentially, of that sign, of that style, which we're still trying to figure out exactly how you paint on the brick and get it that way. But luckily, bricks are a nice grid, so at least you can kind of recreate. You can kind of follow a grid pattern to draw it out and repaint it. I like your idea of reusing some of that brick, and we are going to save it. But yeah, I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can save it as an undisturbed chunk.
Joseph, my suggestion for you is that probably you might want to get in touch with the Charlotte Historic Society, which is located on Randolph Road, if I'm not wrong, 7th or Randolph Road. Probably you can ask them. I'm on the way to restore one of the historic building located on 7th Street, that William Trello house.
Mhm.
And I was really having a hard time to find the materials to restore the building because of there are not many places in Charlotte has things like that. So I drove down to Greensboro, North Carolina. So definitely I will contact them. Also, I will contact you to find out how we can help you to restore some of those very important historic materials, building materials.
Mhm.
If
Yeah,
if you let me do it,
the doors in the house as well, we were a little disappointed that, sometimes you find those old cool jewel knobs, door knobs. There wasn't really a lot of that. But I definitely, we are planning to save some of the brick, and I'll ask them how much they can keep intact as well. Some of the Puckett's building itself, as I mentioned, we had to remove a fair amount of asbestos from the roof, from the windows, some of the interior. I did save an old cash register from inside of Puckett's, which is pretty cool. I'm going to clean it up. I don't know exactly what we're going to do with that register, but we'll do something fun with it. And I got a bunch of stickers and memorabilia that maybe we'll do something with. We did hire 2 professional photographers to take pictures of everything. And what I'd like to do is do some big prints and frame those and put those in the lobby when we're done. We got some cool angles of the Puckett's building, the barn. And even though they were taken like 2 months ago, they look pretty historic when you kind of, do them the right way and do the right angles. So we're excited about that. I personally saved a bunch of barn wood. My father-in-law's already tried making a few things with the barn wood, and I think what we'll do is clean some of that up and then do something with that in the lobby. Again, trying to, honor as much of that history as possible. Mr. Puckett sold a lot of his actual memorabilia in a Facebook auction like a year ago. So he didn't really have as much, a lot of that was beer signs like Budweiser neon signs. And so, a lot of it wasn't necessarily things we want to put in our new lobby. I don't want to hang a Guinness sign in my lobby, but
PBR.
PBR is Miller, Budweiser, and PBR is really the signage he had. NASCAR stuff, that kind of thing. But we are trying to make sure our lobby has some of those nods, and the exterior has some of those nods as well.
Thank you so much. Do you have a rendering at all of kind of the plaza area?
Yes, let me
just to show people, give a taste of what it's going to look like.
Let me where did my Zoom go?
All the effort to really preserve and incorporate some of the materials and all of it. Thank you.
Let's see here. So this is maybe slightly outdated. It's not exact, but there'll be kind of a plaza area. Like here's a closer example. If you can see my mouse, there'll be a plaza with some raised bed planters. Unfortunately, we wanted to be much closer to West Sugar Creek Road, but there were several setbacks in the North Carolina DOT right-of-way that we had to follow. So we ended up having to scoot the building back because I think they may or may not widen West Sugar Creek Road or maybe do some intersection improvements in the future. So they wanted us out of the way, but there will be a bit of a plaza out there with some planters and that sort of thing. I'd like to hang some kind of string lights or something. And then let's see. Yeah, and then again, this is not exactly to scale, but then that is kind of a rendering area of there'll be a plaza in front of the building.
Yeah, the building is set back, I think we said 53 feet from
It's quite a bit. Yeah, it's quite a
so
bit. Let me see. So that's
a lot more
50
than
feet from the center line. So that's probably like 30 feet and then 20 feet. So yeah, probably about 50 feet overall.
Yeah.
From the road, which is not, there's good and bad about that. One, it makes the residents feel like they're not, there isn't a road right outside their window, but in more modern architectural context, you typically want that building closer to the road to give it more of a downtown urban feel. But there will be a nice sidewalk and lots of greenery, which will at least help it feel more walkable and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thank you very much. That's a nice update. Anybody else got any questions for Joseph? I appreciate you being here. That was very short notice, but thank you.
Absolutely. And my contact information's in the chat. Would be more than happy to chat with anybody else offline. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for letting me speak.
Okay, thank you. All right, folks. I just have a few more updates. And before I go on, a couple of people missed the introductions. Ms. Kim, are you a neighbor here in Allen Hills? I don't know. Would you like to introduce yourself? And then somebody else. Oh, Mark Watson.
Hi.
Are
Am I
you?
okay? Yes, I live in South Park, but you know, I've been living in Charlotte for 24 years. And as I told you that I'm a developer, I do EB5 projects, bring money from overseas and develop products, properties and other products, and you know, give up employment opportunity in here for create more jobs in America. Also, I'm in politics, so. And I'm very, I got to really know everybody in Sugar Creek, East Way, West Side, Freedom Drive, Beresford Road, because of what I was campaigning this time for City Council at large. I really got to meet a lot of people, and I used to run convenience stores and beauty supply stores back in the day. So this is not new for me, you know. So
Awesome.
I'm very, yeah, I'm very glad that you guys having this kind of meeting, and that what's his name, Mr. Kass is doing products that focus on low income people. I really like to hear that. I'm very excited about somebody doing something like that, you know.
Thank you. All right, thank you very much. Mark, do you want to do a quick introduction? I think you were the other person I spotted that missed introductions, and then I'll keep moving.
Yeah, hey Teresa, just real quick. I'll follow up with Joseph about the brick preservation idea, and I'll loop you in on that, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, thank you. And Mel too. Mel actually called me from Maria's to say we should try to save some of that sign, but we didn't know if it would be possible at all. So
Okay.
we'll see what
Yeah, I'm
what
on the
we can.
same I'm on the same wavelength as you, Mark, regarding that kind of
Yeah.
thing. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. Thanks, guys. All right, I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep moving real quick. Tonight I already put this in the chat. You might have to scroll back, but the link to join this webinar tonight at 6 p.m. Is there. You can register. This is the community area plans, and it's a presentation by the city, but I would like for us to have a good representation there. And also just to learn about the long range planning process in Charlotte. I mean, we're a growing city. That is not going to change. As Ms. Kim already, you know, if people do, I mean, North Carolina has been, you know, on the top of the list for people to relocate from all over.
Yes.
And that is not going to change anytime soon. So
May I say?
Teresa, can you put, Teresa, this is Dr.
Yes.
Blanche. Can you put that on, send it to us in the email form? Because I can't pull it from this contact.
From that chat. Yes,
Yes.
I have emailed it. You should have it. Hopefully you can search for that. I emailed it last week.
Okay, I'll look for it.
And then this is just look for my Derita News at gmail.com, and you'll see that.
Ms.
And yeah.
I'd like to make a suggestion that since you guys are aware of how city is working, there's 11 people running City of Charlotte, and it seems like they are not really looking out for us. So I would suggest that all these people 15 people who's in this meeting and more need to start going to city council meeting, which is on Monday for different agenda. We should go there, and then also we should speak up. Everybody can sign up to speak to them. Everybody has 3 minutes. So we can speak to them what we're expecting. And also we have to have if somebody cannot come into the government center physically attending, you should watch on YouTube channel. So more people started watching, they were less likely doing things behind our back, and we should demand transparency. So they cannot have a closed door section anymore. They have to have a discussion in front of us, and then let's find out who is what, why they're supporting this agenda, this and that and that. We should really, really find out. As a citizen we are the taxpayer, so we have all the rights. So I would highly recommend that.
Teresa.
Thank you. I have,
Teresa.
oh, George, Mr. Dunlap,
Yeah.
do you want to say
First
something?
of all, Ms. Kim, I think, is out of order because everybody doesn't agree with her. Secondly, she's from South Park. She is not a part of the Derita community. And so I think her comments are out of order and she shouldn't be allowed to continue.
Okay.
That's very democratic of you, sir.
Thank you.
There's a community area plans. It's a community area. Your neighbor is applied for everybody. 2040 community area plans.
Yes.
How do you say that to me?
Okay, folks.
The election is over. You ran and people didn't agree with you.
Yeah,
election
George.
is over, and
The election
you
is
guys made
over.
a choice.
This is
I'm
not the
talking about
forum.
election.
Dunlap, this is not the forum.
And this is not the forum to be addressing all this. Maybe you should take it offline, folks.
Thank you. That's my point.
Okay, folks, this is for Derita area, Derita matters, and I am going to move on. I do have a slide on how you can get involved with City Council. We cover that every meeting. I just thought it would be interesting to look at the elections yesterday. Just really the transit tax was approved, and I thought it was interesting to see the precincts, and hopefully you can see this, the precincts that were majority yes, and those that were majority no. So it wasn't particularly close, but there was a lot of disagreement, and all of us on this call, I'm sure, have different opinions on that, but it was approved, and we are going to be part of, holding people accountable and looking at the board that will be set up. Mr. Dunlap, did you guys vote on, because I think the county appoints some people on the board? Maybe you can explain the transit board, not to put you on the spot.
Well, that's quite all right. There's going to be a 27-member board, 2 people from the legislature, from the business community. The governor will appoint one. There will be one appointee from each one of the 6 towns. The county commission will appoint 6, and the city council will appoint 12 to make up the governing structure of the new transit authority.
Okay. Thank you. And I know they've received at least the city for their 12 positions have received over 100 applications. So that process will be ongoing. And we've got to be part of what is happening, much as we might disagree with things.
Well, I would encourage you to stay involved, because some of the concerns that were expressed during the transit forum have been already addressed by the county, and the city is planning to address some of the issues of displacement and gentrification and things of that nature. So this 27-member board will be listening to the community as they begin to develop the plan. And I think you already know that the red line is supposed to use that track that comes right down through the middle of Derita.
That's right, exactly. And so, I mean, really, you can see that the support for the tax kind of follows the areas that along the blue line and then going up north. This is roughly the red line, with some exceptions. I don't know these precincts offhand, but over here is where the line goes through Derita, if you can see where I'm pointing. So yeah, it looks to me that, you know, approval or desire for the red line was a big part of why people voted yes or for this tax increase. But the red line is only one part of it. It's, you know, there's a lot of funds allocated for roads and for bus as well as rail. So yeah, we'll be following along. I have another slide of, it's not that easy to read, but these were the projects that potential projects in our area that will be considered, you know, once this board gets up and running and the revenue starts to come in, I guess. Lots of pedestrian and bike connections, bus improvements, as well as, you know, the red line itself will bring a lot of changes to the area to make it more walkable, more pedestrian friendly, and easier to get to the actual rail stations without a car. Although some of the stations will have parking, and they will have to have parking because Charlotte is still a city that you really need a car to get around by and large. So it's going to be a long process. Probably not in my lifetime will all these changes happen, but that is what I have on that. And we'll keep you guys updated. The city, their meetings, city council, the committee meetings, everything is, you can go and attend anytime in person, and you can also watch online. They're recorded, so you can watch them later if you can't watch them in real time. They're there. I have another slide on city council, which I will get to, but I did want to just acknowledge this large church in our area, Rockwell AME Zion, who celebrated their 160th year and had a lot of events in October. And it is the second oldest congregation in Charlotte. Started right down in Derita, and they continue to be a wonderful force for good in our neighborhood. If you don't know, and I've had this slide over the, you know, in past meetings, I couldn't add it to today quickly enough, but they created on their property a park and walking track at Sugar Creek and Nevin Road. And a lot of people come from my neighborhood to go and use that park right there that the church created. So that's just one example of the things. They have had Derita festivals and so on. So I just wanted to acknowledge that 160th anniversary. So unfortunately, all the events have already happened, but it's definitely a milestone for us here in Derita. This is just a little update from last month because we talked about this mural that is going to be placed at Sage developer. Sage is the developer. The Charlie will be the name of the apartments that will be in the old motels on West Sugar Creek. And they had a public input sessions for the mural that will be on the side of one of the big buildings there. And so this is just a quick update, because when we did this last month, they had proposed using actual people from Derita or from the community, using their faces, etc. And they have moved away from that idea for legal and logistical reasons. So that makes more sense to me as I was thinking about how would you pick individual people along the West Sugar Creek corridor when we have such large communities and really a lot of people that have made a difference through the years. So it makes more sense to me, but I don't know exactly what the design will look like. If they get closer to revealing the design, we will let you know. These three designs were voted on, and this large one here is the one that was the winner, but I don't know how much it will change now that the people in there will not actually be real people. So it may be that it doesn't have faces at all. So we'll keep you updated, but just wanted to make sure that you are aware of that, because last month we were still calling for nominations for people to be represented here. So but that has changed. Everybody good with that? And then, yeah, the last thing, and Nadine and I were talking about this a little bit before, just trying to plan our holiday gathering for December. I know it's late and I know it's on me, but trying to pull together something for Saturday the 6th or the 13th. If anybody has any strong opinions or wants to help, let me know. Our first preference would be Derita Presbyterian, although I have not talked to them yet, so it's late notice. So I just made a list of possible venues for just a social gathering. And if anybody wants to help or has any ideas, let me know. In the past, we've mostly done our public gatherings at Derita Presbyterian, because they do provide this space for a very nominal fee, if not free. I mean, usually we make a donation. But yeah, just save the date if you can, at least a Saturday afternoon. And it'll be either December 6th or December 13th. I will do a Zoom as usual at 9 on the first Thursday, which will be the 4th, I believe. And then look forward to seeing you guys for an in-person gathering, just a social event. Anything to add, folks? And we can get together, offline to plan that. All right. Somebody did, I see Jamila did post the link for that registration again, and it was also emailed, so if you can't access on your phone, you can look for the email. It was sent out last week. So here is the City Council schedule of meetings. They do have the public forum. I think it's covered up here, but I could move something around. Yeah, the public forum is on the 4th Monday. And so, yes, anybody can sign up at any time. You've got to sign up ahead of time, and you will have a set amount of time to speak to City Council, really on any topic. So you can do that, or you can watch the meetings, or you can just attend the zoning meeting, which I'm always a part of. as the Planning Commission, Zoning Committee. That is on the third Mondays. I'm going to move on to rezonings. I don't know offhand that we have anything really super close to us, anything new, but we'll look at that live. So that is City Council. And then the County Commission meetings are on Tuesdays. And I have a slide, but I'm not sure where it is. I apologize for that. But County Commission, of course, is another whole aspect. I focus on the city a lot because that's the land use is a big part of you know, what we deal with in these meetings, and of course Parks and Rec is a big part of that, which is the county. So we could always use somebody to focus more on the county meetings and following their agenda for us. But the city's land use really is kind of a driver for a lot of the other things that happen around us. Rezonings, I am going to look at the site just live so that we can see what we have in our area. There seems to be something bigger over here, which I don't know what that is offhand. Okay, I will look into that. It's 27 acres. And that looks like, oh, that's part of Griffith Lakes, I believe. Sorry, chaps. I should have looked at this before now because this is a new one and it looks quite substantial. So let me see if they've got the link on here so I can just click to it. Toll Brothers is the builder over at Griffith Lakes. Melissa, are you still with us? Do you happen to know anything about this?
I am still here. I heard you, but I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah.
no worries at all. I'm just in real time seeing a rezoning that I haven't looked into over here, which is Toll Brothers. So no, it's not Griffith Lakes. I'm trying to figure out what that road is. That's Hubbard Road, I think.
Okay, so that's probably they
Oh
are
no, it's
doing.
Potter's Glen.
They're doing a third. They are doing a third phase, and that phase is back there in the back where that is
Oh
referred to.
yeah,
So
it
that's
may
it.
be.
But
Yeah.
yeah, and they're not going to start until I believe like the summer is their goal, summer or fall of next year to start that development. It's another phases of houses and townhouses.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, I just see a
Sure.
rezoning request, so it
Yep.
must be somehow slightly different. But I will look into this, chats, and I'll update you next month on that. But it is part of Griffith Lakes, which really stretches. The entrance is on W.T. Harris, and then it comes all the way back where it abuts Potter's Glen and those neighborhoods. So that's that big one over there. Yeah, there's another one that I haven't seen. So gosh, I looked at this just a few weeks ago and there wasn't really anything new, and now there's quite a lot. So I will focus on the rezoning updates, the rezoning petitions for next month. And I will give you all the information on these different rezoning petitions. And if I go back to my slide, we can just remind ourselves of the process for rezonings. So a petition is filed, and very often before the petition is filed, a lot of the developers will come to organizations like ours or any affected neighborhoods or nearby neighborhoods or community organizations, and they will reach out ahead of time a lot of the time. And that's kind of optional. Then the required parts, for a lot of rezonings, a community meeting is required. It goes through all the different departments of the city and county to review and provide their comments and reports on the rezoning. There's a public hearing that happens in front of city council. Our zoning committee on the planning commission, we get to review those and we get to vote. Our vote is an advisory vote to city council, and we may provide additional comments or insight to the staff analysis. And finally, it'll come up for a vote at city council. So that's the process, and I will look at those rezonings that have popped up in the area that we cover, and we'll get further details on those, and I will do that for next month. Next month's Zoom will be we'll be talking about those. And if there's anything, any community meetings or any dates coming up in the meantime, I will let you know as well. And make sure you're on the email list, deritanews@gmail.com. Send me an email, and you'll receive the updates from us.
Ms. McDonald?
Yes.
May I make a quick, just public service, I guess, thing? I'm in Farmington off of Hubbard Road, and there's a number of developments on Hubbard Road there. But a few weeks ago, I know some of the youngsters in this neighborhood are taking what these street takeovers and drag racing. And a few of my neighbors and I, the youngsters actually put out barricades on Hubbard Road. Some of them were homemade, and some look like somebody stole from a construction site and an orange cone. So I'm asking people, and it's done at night. So when you're coming through there from Mallard Creek over to Sugar Creek, please use caution, because we almost had 2 cars hit over there when we were out there taking the signs out of the street. We took their little contraptions and locked them up. But just as a word of caution to people at night with these street takeovers, please be very careful. Thank you.
I hope you've been in touch with CMPD.
We have, yes.
Yes. Okay, good. Because yeah, I'm sure they would love some advance notice of where those things are popping up. And I had no idea they were so organized to close streets and put up signs. But
I don't know what their game is, but it's dangerous. I mean, there's a lot of there's a bunch of say developments back in there, and just be careful at night, because they do it at night, and they do it with the drag racing for a very short period on Hubbard Road there. We've been trying to get speed bumps or something put in there, but the city said there's not enough traffic on Hubbard Road to warrant that.
I find that very surprising, because the threshold is only like 600 cars.
And we don't have that.
You really? I mean,
Really?
I have that on my street, and I'm on Lake Drive in Allen Hills.
They were doing that on 485 and what is it, Mallard Creek area? I was in the meeting, and they were doing it in midnight, like on weekends. It's
Yeah,
popping up everywhere, and police try to stop them, and they won't listen.
Yeah,
Big
I
problem.
believe it's a problem. So thank you for that, Bob. All right, I think I've run through everything that I wanted to cover today, and hopefully we'll see some of you guys on tonight's call. This is a list of the ongoing construction that, construction can take years. So some of this may be still ongoing, some of it, I don't think it's completed yet. And I don't even know, I guess I'll add Mallard at Sugar Creek to this list, and probably, well, that's the only one that I need to add to the list for now. But anybody got any other questions or anything to raise from your section of Derita area?
Teresa, what I would say is that there are probably some people in the Derita community who will be losing SNAP benefits or maybe a portion of their SNAP benefits. Um, and I thought I could send it to you. It might be easier if you went on Facebook, the county's website, and get a listing of places where people can go and get food if they're in need.
Thank you. Yes. Derita Presbyterian has a food pantry that I know of. And so there's a list on the county website of the different food pantries,
Yes.
etc. Okay.
Teresa, I'm sorry for jumping in. I can send you the flyer with the days and the times that we operate, because we operate Monday through Friday.
Okay, thank you. Yes, that would be good to know. Actually, I was working at Ebenezer Baptist for the election, and we had some folks showing up thinking they had a food pantry, which I think they do, but we couldn't find any information at that time. But we did direct them to Derita Presbyterian, but also didn't necessarily know the hours. So thank you. Yeah, send that, and we'll post it.
Okay.
All right. I think that is
Teresa,
everything. Yes,
Oak
ma'am.
Grove runs a you can go in and get stuff there. I think it's like once a week. I'm not sure. I'll get the information and give it to you.
Oak Grove.
Yeah.
Oak Grove on Statesville Road.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, and they also have their hot dog lunch on Thursdays.
Yes.
And I thought they added another community meal, but
they do occasionally. They will have a free meal.
Yeah, I saw that sign, but yeah, if you're ever looking to meet up with Derita folks, the hot dog meal on Thursdays is a good place to catch people.
Yeah, because hot dogs is less than $2.
Yeah. All right. I think that's everything that I have. I don't know what time it is. It's 10:19. Anybody else got anything to add for us here in our little corner of Charlotte?
If I may, I'm a part of a homeless missionary. We do that in every Wednesday at the First World Park. We serve 200 homeless people every Wednesday at 4 o'clock. And the pastor Martin's been doing for 18 years. So yesterday I was out there to handing out some leggings, and there are so many children with their woman, their mother. They don't have anything. So if you guys can gather some coat, children's clothes, even shoes and things like that, and take it to the local church, and that would be great. So I will contact all the churches in the neighborhood, including where I live in South Park. All the community will be part of it. I'm gonna order some boxes so I can drop it off in a different site, so they can at least have a warm clothes during the winter. I would really appreciate that.
All right. Anybody else? Otherwise, I think we're done for today. And hopefully we'll see some of you on the call tonight. And next month will be the Zoom at 9 a.m. on the first Thursday, which will be December 4th. We'll cover the new rezonings in the area, and we'll update you on the location, time, etc. for our social gathering. Also in December will be a Saturday afternoon for those who don't want to drive after dark. And hopefully you don't have your Saturday afternoons booked up already. So let me know if you want to get involved or have a part in that. I'm just going to look through the chat real quick. A lot of folks had to drop, so thank you everybody for coming, and yeah, we'll it will be sad to see the Puckett's building coming down next week. I know that is going to be hard for people, especially if they're not part of our meetings and not prepared to see that happening. But I'm definitely happy to hear, and I think it's from being in touch with the potential new owner back when they were just under contract to buy the property, from being in touch with them and from them attending our meetings to realize the historic significance of losing that community space and that building, which is kind of iconic in our area. And they get that, and you know, a lot of new owners in the area would not necessarily care at all about the history. So I do appreciate that they're making the effort to save bricks and barnwood and the look of the Puckett's building with the green and white checkers and all of that. So there'll be some echoes of what was there, but realistically, that, you know, has been very underutilized for at least 10 years. I know Mel and I have been over there, and Thomas, he's left now, but have been over there, and we're practically the only people in there. So it's been very underutilized for a long time. So I think it's appropriate that it gets developed and that we have some new investment, much as it is hard to let go of the old stuff. So I say that as a 60-year-old. All right, folks. I'm going to call it at that. If nobody's got anything else to add, thank you very much. And have a very happy Thanksgiving. I cannot believe we're already in November. And I will look for a lot of you folks in person, and we'll update you on the events in December. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.